In this video, we'll learn how to modify the refresh interval on the Bigcommerce auto retrieval provider for testing purposes. I'm in the application here and we've got one provider enabled. For example, the Bigcommerce one. This technically could be done on any provider, but I'm using the Bigcommerce one as an example. Now, the default interval on bringing the orders in is 10 minutes. And so if I'm testing purposes, I'm testing the orchestration, for example, maybe I want to bring them in sooner so I can test patterns of orchestration. So let's have a look at how we might be able to do that. So I can go over to the Maker portal, so make.powerapps.com, and I want to make sure that I'm in the environment that I got everything deployed in. So this is a trial environment. So I'm going to change to that environment. And what I'm going to do is go over to solutions, and I want to find the default solution. So we'll find that. Then this is going to give me the assets in that solution, and there's lots. So I just really want to focus on the cloud flows. And in this example, I'm just going to expand the heading here so that we can find, and you'll see that we have, now obviously the GUID will be different when it's potentially published in a different environment, but I want the Bigcommerce pull sales orders because this is the one that's going to reach out and get the orders back from Bigcommerce. So I'm going to click on that to open it up. And we'll see how it's been processing here, for example. And so what I'm going to do is go and edit this. Now, ordinarily, you shouldn't really edit these. You can obviously have a look at them for testing, debugging purposes and stuff like this. But what happens is when we actually enable and activate the Bigcommerce provider, then the relevant Power Automates to do all the work in the background and communicate is actually built a Power Automate flow here. And if we look at the first step, this is the recurrence, and you'll see that the interval is 10 minutes. So in this example, let's just change it, and therefore I can save it. And so I'm just going to hit back. It'll give me a warning message, but hopefully the save has worked. But let's go back and check it. So I'll edit it again and check our recurrence. And so now it's every 1 minute. So let's go and process an order from Bigcommerce. And so my last order was 116. So I'm going to find my details and we'll quickly put in a new order here. Okay, we'll process it so that the new orders come in. All right, so it's 117. If we go back to our environment and have a look at our orders, then what we'll see is, I don't have it yet, so 116. We can see on the Power Automate the run history for the last 28 days. So I can obviously refresh this page, which will give us the indication of when it runs. So let's have a look. So it ran 24 seconds ago. So if we go back and hit refresh, then we see we've got our new order in there. So now this will keep running every minute to pull any new orders. And again, this is probably okay for testing purposes. And so that if now I want to go and test my changes to my orchestration flow, then I can quickly put a new order in and test how that might work, for example. But we've set this at an interval of 10 minutes because that tends to be the right interval to pull enough orders back in bulk and then bring them back and start to process them, for example. So that's a quick walkthrough of how to modify that refresh interval. In this example, I'm going to set it back to 10 minutes so we can just do the reverse, and therefore it's back at 10 minutes, and so we're not overloading the calls to Bigcommerce, for example. Dynamics 365 Intelligent Order Management is a new application in the family of Dynamics 365 applications. Built on the Microsoft Power Platform running on the Microsoft Azure Cloud. To learn more about Dynamics 365 Intelligent Order Management, visit our community site, documentation site, marketing site, or our blog at these links.